Hey everybody, Mature Simmer here. So we're back at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, going into round 3 here, tied for 14th. We'll see if we can pull things together in the back half of this event and maybe make a run for the top. So I had some suggestions by some folks, basically shot selection, which has been in the back of my mind for a long time. It's just one of those, and it comes from comments that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can make it, and so I'm shooting over a really hard place, and then I get stuck in the bunker or whatever. So that, doing a bit of a safer shot into the fairway and then having, maybe a 60-yard shot instead of a 20-yard chip or something, that still would be better. So we're going to see if I can retrain my brain, because I know that's what I want to do, but I know the draw to not do it is the fact that I know it takes me a little bit longer to get down the course because I'm not a powerhouse, I'm a technician. Alright, so low wind, so that is good. So let's see where things sit. So the leader is basically 11 strokes ahead of me. So yeah, that could be challenging to do, but the question is, will that more conservative kind of play dole out better results for me or not? Alright, so I think that's good and solid. Yep. Alright, so we're there. This is as short as we can make it. So what I'm gonna do is pull back a bit, because what I don't want to do is be super far, but if I can get myself there, that's 14 feet, almost 15. Challenging. Oh, come on. That was not... It was just not... I really felt solid about it. Alright, we stayed on the fairway. So again, a good long shot here. Alright, well played. Ooh. Ooh. Not what I would have thought. Alright. Nice and close, 5 feet. Oh my gosh. Alright, and that almost, again, went in the wrong direction. I mean, we're okay with our rival. We've got some spacing, but obviously, doing better and getting closer would really be the target. Alright, hit well, I think. Alright, nicely done. So let's see. Alright. Gonna go a little bit for... Ooh. I do not like that position. Alright, little hard, 78%. Ooh. Wow. Okay. More than a little hard. Okay, stopped close. And now we're going for the par again. Alright. So, not a bad result so far. Obviously, again, I don't know when Matt will leave the clubhouse, but I'm sure it's going to be a bit before he's heading where we need. What I don't want to do is be falling off the cliff like I was, because that was unpleasant. Okay, why? Well, we did hit 83, which is where I put it, but I couldn't quite tell where everything was lining up. No, it's gonna pull away, I think. Oh, wow. Alright. I thought that was gonna go a different way. Alright. So, start at 20 feet or further, and we did do it. So that brings us there. Okay, we should be safe here. Very well played. Ooh, moved a little further, because that has been a challenging hole. We are now down to 10 away. But we can go good and strong. Just don't roll off the edge. Okay. Probably one more up. That'll be okay. A little bit to the left. Enough to be a problem. Oh. Well, that was not a good pick. The pick's not doing what I thought it would be doing. I'll tell you that. Oh, good attempt. But we end up with a bogey just because we could not get out of that bunker. So yeah, if we had Matt doing some things, that would be good. Doing some things meaning losing some strokes. Alright. Okay, that was a cleaner hit, but further out than I would have liked. Okay. But another bogey. Now we're back to 13 over. Alright. The leader is away. So he held on out of the clubhouse. Alright, 242. We're downhill, so we're going to gain about 5. Going to go... Whoops. Shoot. Should be nice. Alright, straight on is the most important thing. Oh, that was very nice. You know, and the nice thing is, a bunch of these birdies and stuff will help with the rivalry, because that will get me some good scores as far as the Stableford kind of per stroke or per type of result scoring. rolling down the hill. Wow, we still got there. I thought we were far enough that we really were not going to be running into that. But clearly not the case. Again, well positioned. 10 feet. Oh. Oh, my goodness. That almost ended up being a choke. Alright, Matt Wallace, second place is four over. Alright, so there's less on this course, if I really think about it, that is kind of a choice. I mean, they're all difficult shots is the problem. So again, what I'm trying to do there is just make sure I don't end up on the beach, which I didn't. But I have a good long putt here. Nope. So a little tap in. Alright, and Matt is just playing solidly, so making it difficult. I think the only way I get anywhere near him is I need to come to him, and that's just not happening. Alright, we're going to go a little bit further up. Alright, well struck. Come on. Alright. So, 11 under. Scored 10 pars or better. Alright, so this would be one of these. So at this point, this is going to move me 8 yards. I'm going to pull this back a little bit. And maybe spin it as well. But the point there is, a safe shot would have been not going over the bunker. Alright, let's see. This is really going to go, I think, again. Well, it is moving, but I think it's, yeah, still further than I anticipated. But we got the par. And that is a hole that I have been struggling to par. Wow, it'd be nice if that leader could move a little bit, show a little bit of chink in the armor, but he is just dialed in. Alright, we're going to be 3-4 yards up. I think we want to go there. Alright. Very nicely done. Now go back. Alright, wow. I was a little worried on that. Start at least 5 feet or further from the pin. Alright, but there's our 10 pars or better. Okay, right in the center. Ooh, a little too far. Alright, so we're basically going to be at like 190, maybe 195 here. Here I would be at 2, because we're going to basically be down 37, so that'd be like 200. So that should be my play here. A little further left than I would like, but I don't know that we're going to get far enough. But we did get over 200 yards, which is more than we would have had with the 4-iron. Okay, it's up in the air and it's windy. So I am going to go with a full stroke here. Alright, nice. Far enough up. Come on. Aww. Alright. Alright, well, he lost 1 stroke. We're now within 4 of second place. But second place, I mean, other than putting me in a good position for the season, you know, still obviously isn't a victory. But I suppose, in general, it's still a good feeling, a good run. Alright, I want to go over here because of the lie. Ooh, little overswing. That worked out this time. Ugh. I was worried I was too high up. Alright, well, and Brian Harmon went down, but we are now in 6th. So we moved from 14th to 6th. Obviously, we want to keep the trajectory going. We want to keep gaining ground to the top, not falling back. Alright, again, not unexpected with what we did. So now the challenge here was, I swear I did this and then ran way too far. But I don't understand how. See? I mean, it looks like we shouldn't be anywhere near that position, but yet somehow that's where we end up. Nope. Distance was good, though. Alright. Wow. Brian is just continuing to pull away. So, they are going to make me fight for it, for sure. It sounded okay? A little bit off. Alright, we're going to pull this back. Alright, pretty close. Alright, and now we've got the long 502-yard 18th. Alright, a little straighter than I've been hitting this. I've been kind of curving over the water, which was just a bit... And then again, we know we're running downhill here. I'm going to pull this all back, and we're going to just be really conservative, because I do not want to run off into the water. Alright, on the fringe. Long way down. So we're just going to tap it. And if we don't make it, we don't make it, but... Okay. Maybe? Now that was a bit too aggressive. Alright. We got the par. So we actually ended up under for the first time. So we shot 3 under, I believe. So I'm up to 4th, but Matt is even. So, I mean, I gained a little bit on him because he was 1 under. So I gained 2 strokes, but on everybody else, like, I gained 7. So that is pretty nice. I just might not be able to, quite do as well, but we're, 11 ahead of our rival, who is still in 20th, which is crazy. Alright, so let's see where we end up here. Alright, we're adding 16,000 followers. So 193,000. We've not cleared 200,000 yet. But that play, people found impressive, I guess. So, tied for 3rd is where we ended up. So, and that's up from 14th. So we moved up 11 spots in the round. So we're definitely headed in the right direction. 2nd should be a real possibility. The real question becomes, did my philosophy result in my 10-stroke shift? Or, was it some other unrelated thing? We don't know, because as I said, there wasn't really... I still made the shot over the bunker, which would have been the one. I suppose where I was more conservative, however, was where the pin is stationed very close to the cliff. And I was like, oh, I'm going to hit it accurately, and then I'll land right near the pin. I played it safer and was like, you know what, rather than losing a stroke, taking the penalty and having to hit from here again because I go out of bounds, we will just err on the side of caution and end up, 20 or 30 feet away from the hole, but at least, not losing a stroke and still being 200 yards away from the hole. And those could be, easily 2 strokes per hole. Again, did that happen on 5 holes? Maybe not. But, so that's the thing. Maybe it would have been, I would have shot a 5 over again, and really my move is 8. So, it's possible. But I think, the truth will come out more, or the proof will be in the pudding, as they say, with more rounds. So, we're just going to have to see how that goes. Assuming that all of this works, the change is going to be more visible on the channel earlier in TGC again, because, as I said, I think at this point, with the amount of rounds we've played, and the fact that now with the training and pre-tournament, each event is basically 5 episodes, as opposed to 4, and we're only doing 3 a week because the other 4 days are taken up with TGC rounds. I'm probably very close to the end of May here in the time this will appear, and I'm sitting here in mid-April having this discussion. So I'm going to be playing TGC rounds in 3 days, as opposed to this round not showing up for 40 days. So we'll see when it will become visible. But again, very sound advice, and that's why I'm definitely looking into it and trying to be more conscious of my shot strategy. So I hope you've had a good time. I certainly have, and I will see you next time.